So this morning I've been managing my Splinterlands land plots, getting work sites up and running, producing grain and SPS and research and allocating the different things. So now that we have actual numbers, I started doing my spreadsheets as I am wont to do. The yields are not as bad as I thought they were going to be, so that's the upshot. I mentioned on my live stream last week that with land production being tied to both owning the land and having the cars to work the land, I appreciate that I'm now being rewarded for both, because in the past you could hyper optimize on one dimension and make much higher yields than I was making. So now the things are tipping back the other way because you need multiple asset types in order to make the things productive. So that's cool, and I like that. However, the whole thing gets me thinking about passive income, and I'd have to look up the figures, but there's all this talk in the news about slowdown in the economy, which some people are saying that the economy is slowing down. We are tipping into recession. And the government is saying, no, everything's fine, because you look at these aggregate figures and it's all working out just fine. You are just pessimistic and not seeing reality. So I think there's obviously bias in both cases. But when it comes to income, I talk a lot about the security layer. You have your safe investments and your reliable streams of income, hopefully. And once you solve that problem, then you reach that financial freedom level where the assets and income at that security level are more than your subsistence level expenses. Maybe you're not going on fancy trips, but you're covering your mortgage and your food and whatever. Once you go over that hurdle, then everything's good. That's target number one. There's the aggressive mode where you go all in on high risk, high reward. You iterate that enough times and the reward comes, even if you have to fail a few times to get there. That's a valid strategy, but it's more difficult in the meantime if you don't hit one of the winners sooner.